This race is quite possibly the most anticipated event of the season in the BodyArmor Pro Series calendar, and it is easily the most unique event in any series on the channel. It's an OG race here in the BodyArmor Pro Series, ran since the first season of the Pro Series 10 years ago. We are on the supercross track, GNC Stuntroad, less than a mile dirt road course with hills and turns and everything in between. The damage is set to realistic. It's a wild one, as it always is, but it's a fun race as well, and it's going to set up the in-season tournament, which starts 3 weeks from tonight. But we're here in the BodyArmor Pro Series, GNC Stuntroad for Dirt Xtreme VI here, race number 6 of the 2025 BodyArmor Pro Series. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to GNC Stuntroad, one of the most unique and crazy fictional racetracks that we have in the series and in the game. But we're here for the 6th time running Dirt Xtreme, and most of y'all have been around long enough to know what this race is all about. It was 7 years since we had last run this race from last year. Of course, last year's race won by Nicholas Sambadio, who has won this race twice before. We'll see what he can do in this one here tonight, but the way it's set up is just like it was for the short track races at the beginning of the season. We have 2 heats, top 6 from each heat advance onto the feature, and then the feature determines the overall win and the points that will be handed out. And those points are going to be very critical, because the top 16 drivers in the point standings at the end of the night will all be in the in-season tournament, which begins 3 weeks from tonight from the Armory Digital Super Speedway. But for tonight, here at the GNC Stuntroad, joined alongside Eddie Debs and Caleb Rose for the call of this one. And Eddie, I'm going to start it with you. I know this is a fun race for all of these drivers, and I know you know a lot about this one. What are we expecting here tonight with these 10-lap races that we're going to see here? 30 total laps. What's it going to be like here in Dirt Xtreme VI?
Let's be honest, it's Dirt Xtreme. You might as well be setting up a list of what not to expect, because anything can happen, anything might happen, and as we saw last year, anything will happen. There's just a lot of spots where drivers can just completely lose control of the car, or really a lot of spots where cars can come together, and then you can see just how insane racing on a dirt track that's essentially a motorcycle course can be for thousands of pound stock cars. But I mean, what else can you say about this place? It's going to be a wild one. Getting 3 races instead of 1 pretty much sums it up how insane this is going to be, because, you know, we have really 3 is a magic number, and it's going to be pretty magical, the things we're about to see a bunch of stock cars doing. And yeah, it's oh boy, I want to say it's going to be fun, and we know it's going to be, so it's hard to just even say that word because it feels like an understatement at this point.
Well, like I said at the top of the show, this is one of the most anticipated races of the year, but the big deciding factor, I would say, in this race is keeping your car clean to the end. These races are only 10 laps long, less than 10 miles apiece, but it takes a lot of patience to make sure your car is in one piece by the end. And Caleb, we're going to see realistic damage in these races tonight, which is a bit of a crazy thing to think about when you think about this racetrack. But most of these guys can make it to the end, but you got to make sure you hit the jumps correctly. What is the trick to getting around this place and making sure that you have a car at the end of these races?
Yeah, definitely a very unique race we're going to see here tonight, and I think there's going to be a lot of factors here that boil down into this one, but kind of like, I think it's going to be the winner of this race is going to probably be hanging in the balance between, you know, kind of keeping it patient, you know, not tearing your car up, going over these jumps, making sure you hit your marks, but also you don't want to be too careful, I guess. You want to be careful, but not too careful. You don't want to kind of just hang back, because there's might be somebody out there that's a little bit quicker than you, and I think that's what's really going to make this race interesting, is because everybody's probably still just going to try to one-up each other on speed, which could definitely lead to some problems, but yeah, I think it's going to be hanging in the balance of who gets this race win. It's going to be really interesting to see.
And it will be a very interesting race indeed, and it'll be a lot of fun as well, as we always say here. But this one in particular is definitely a lot of fun. Before we get to the starting lineup, let's show you guys the point standings. Blaine Keys, of course, has already locked up the #1 seed in the in-season tournament, so not that that matters too much because the first race is at Armory Digital, a super speedway, but regardless of the fact, he's going to be in the in-season tournament, and he's gotten himself 35 points on Logan Williams, who starts on the pole position here for heat #1. He's got a good shot at actually closing that point lead within a race going into our next one at Armory Digital. He's had a great season there, Logan has, as he got the fastest lap time in Aguas Calientes about a week and a half ago. Stuart Gratton is third in the points, 50 points behind. Leonard Kochmer is 51 behind, and Matt Tuck, our last race winner, is 58 behind. Now, in terms of drivers who are locked in to making the in-season tournament, we got ourselves Matt Tuck on up, who are guaranteed in. There's no way they can fall behind, but Rogaldorn, Andrew Miller, Jack Haas, Ace Garcia, those guys are in a pretty good position. I don't really think there really is a mathematical way for them to lose out based on how many people are behind them. But Ludovic Schreck currently holds on to that last spot in that 16th points position, only 11 points. You got Vinny Schultz with 10 points, and you got Drew Webb with 9 points. And then the rest of the guys have yet to even get points. Isaac Nichols, LJ Semedo, Juan Romero, Carson Miller, and the other driver, Matthew Hubert. Thomas Troxel as well, actually. Those are the 6 guys who have yet to get points. So only 18 drivers have gotten championship points so far this season. Of course, Blaine Keys has gotten a top 5. He has pointed in every race so far. So has Stuart Gratton. Both of those drivers have received championship points in each race coming into this one here at GNC Stuntroad. All right, here's the starting lineup for heat #1. Top 6 advance on. They start inside lane for the feature event. Logan Williams and Ace Garcia in row 1. Erjo Alonso and Juan Romero in row 2. Ludovic Schreck and Isaac Nichols there. Nichols trying to get his first points of the season. And if one of those guys who does not have any points gets the race victory, they're going to shoot up into the in-season tournament as well. Matthew Hubert, Rogel Dorn there in row 4. Thomas Troxel and Nathan Stapleton in row 5. Lauren Martinez and Carson Miller in the final row. Let's go ahead and get these drivers to roll off. Let's get extreme here tonight. Let's get Dirt Xtreme VI underway here from GNC Stuntroad. All right, and we will get these drivers to roll off here from GNC Stuntroad. Eddie and then Caleb, who do you guys think is going to victory lane here in Dirt Xtreme VI heat #1?
I mean, surely Logan Williams doesn't end up outside the top 6. Maybe he won't win, but I'm just going to hope the commentators curse him and strike the #1 spot, so I'll go with him.
Yeah, honestly, I do think that starting up front is going to be a bit of an advantage here in this event, so I think I'm going to go with our outside pole sitter there. Give me the number 2 of Ace Garcia to get it done here in heat #1.
Ace Garcia trying to get a good seed for the in-season tournament, though that really doesn't mean too much, as I said, starting at Armory Digital. But Ace Garcia, of course, almost got the win in the first race of the season, and he's looking to rebound from that after getting taken out by Blaine Keys. Blaine's in the second heat, so we'll see what he does there, but this is a race where you want to start up front, and these guys are going to be battling for it hard. If you win this heat, you're going to be starting front row. You're going to be starting on the inside lane for the front row of the feature event, and can have a very good opportunity at winning the feature event and getting 25 points towards the championship. We'll see who can pull it off here tonight. You got Alonso and Romero back in there, Ludovic Schreck and Isaac Nichols as well. Nicholas Samadeo is the defending winner of Dirt Xtreme VI. He'll be in heat #2. But here in heat #1, we're led by Logan Williams. Let's get it going here from GNC Stuntroad. It's Dirt Xtreme. It's the 6th running of Dirt Xtreme, and we're underway here on the dirt track with all the hills. And a good jump there for both of our drivers who started front row. Ace Garcia trying to take this lead away, but Logan's going to clear from the outside. And the 83 machine has control of the race. Alonso there in third around Juan Romero. These hills are very treacherous for these guys. If you do not get off the hill correctly, you can damage your race car to a point where you're not able to continue. But relatively clean start for these guys. Good to see that out of all 12 drivers in the field. Ace Garcia there in second. There's Alonso, Juan Romero, and you got a battle here between Isaac Nichols and Ludovic Schreck, and a battle for the last transfer spot between Hubert and Rogel Dorn. Rogel Dorn won at Willow Springs a couple of races ago. I know he'd love to get another win here tonight. Logan Williams going to lead lap #1 here in heat #1. Ace Garcia, though, right there. The top 4 all on each other here as Isaac Nichols battles with Ludovic there, and they are tight back in the field there from 5th on back.
All right, Logan had what I saw was a great run at the bottom on turn 1, just hugged the inside and just got him in front. I'm surprised there hasn't been too much damage, but again, part of this race is judging the hills. We've seen how cars can just lose everything if they don't take it correctly and lose a spot or let they're inside. So yeah, this is just it's a race where you're gonna have to wait for people to make mistakes. And right now, I mean, these top four, someone had to have made a mistake. I think Nichols must have made a mistake, so the rest of them are just not catching up to these top four who are kind of breaking away right now.
Nichols in a good position right now in 5th, but like I said, he's got a bit of a gap between him and 4th place Guanamera. The top four kind of pulled away, so they got a little bit of room to make a mistake if need be. Alonso trying to get an advantage here on Ace Garcia for the 2nd spot. Of course, all these guys will start insiling who advance on, so each position in this race is good for 2 starting positions in the feature event. And Matthew Hubert now, as Rogel, or should I say Ladovic slipped back there on the 00. She's fallen outside the top 6 right there, and now Matthew Hubert holds on to the last position going into the feature event, so we'll see if he can do so. But these guys are already 10 seconds off the race leader of Logan Williams. But Hubert's actually close in on Nichols. Nichols had a bad exit off one of the hills right there, and he's going to get into the outside wall, and that 88 might have some damage that's slowing him down. Hubert is now in the 5th position, and Trox is going to try to take the last transfer spot right here on the outside. He will, and there's something wrong with the 88. He's off the pace there, and that's what we were talking about. You cannot get off of these hills in a bad way and slow your car down to a point where you don't even have a car left at the end of the race. Ace Garcia is still right there with Logan Williams. That 83 got into the outside wall somewhere. He's got some damage. Ace Garcia trying to close in, have a shot at this win here in heat number 1, and a shot at the pole position in the feature event. And Alonso's also still there. These top 3 all on each other here.
And Nichols might have got a little bit too much damage to that 88, who's now maybe struggling a little bit with that car, and don't know what happened to the 00 Ladovic Charette. He might have got into it with, and Rogel Dorn is in the pit lane. He's going to be out of contention for this one. That's a really tough break for him, but yeah, these top 4 have been really cleaner so far. I mean,
relatively speaking.
Clean in terms of this race, I would say. But,
I don't think you can really describe clean for this. Oh, man, that was not clean there for Logan. Going to be able to hold on to the lead for now, but Ace Garcia has been with them this entire race. Great run for Ace, trying to get his first win of the season. It's not been a solid run for him in his NR career the past few years. I know he'd love to go back to victory lane on the channel. And this is a great race to win as well if he can pull it off. Hubert there in 5th, and now it is Stapleton. Is it Stapleton? No, it is still Troxel. We just missed him there around the pace car. So Troxel's still in the 6th position. Stapleton now in 7th, hoping that something happens to one of these guys ahead of him. He's 15 seconds behind the race leader already, only lap 5 of this heat. And Nichols is clearly off the pace. Carson Miller has driven around. Ladovic Trett, Lauren Martinez in the back of the field right there. Still a really tight battle up front. Logan Williams still holding on, but one mistake, and that number 2 is going to take that race lead away.
This is the trouble area. These 2 corners coming in. I mean, it's really hard not to hit the walls here, or much worse. And yeah, you can kind of see it. They're going to have to just bounce it off a little bit. I'm sad to see Rogel Dorn go out. I wish I could say something like the European mind could. I just can't comprehend this racetrack, but I'm pretty sure Rogel Dorn raced here last year, unless I'm mistaken. Regardless, oh man, Garcia's getting there.
Canonically, this racetrack is in Germany.
Oh, well, then
I don't really mention that too much just because this is just such a random whatever, because who knows, but this actually is canonically, if you have this track in the game, it is located in Germany, though. We kind of just go along with it and pretend that it's here in the States.
I guess we can call it a home track first, like Leclerc and Monaco, but oh boy, Ace really wants this pole position, you can tell. It just seems like, except for, just lost a little bit of time there.
Logan Williams is doing everything right so far. He's keeping that number 2 behind him, and none of these top 4 have really made a bad mistake, and really the top 6 are pretty much in solidified positions unless they make a major mistake, and they're not really that close to each other. Now, we could still see someone drive it off there in turn 1. That's that high bank corner. We've seen that happen before. Juan Romero there, great run for him, trying to get some points, trying to get his first points of the season. He's got a shot at doing so. The Hers Sprint Series champion from last year. Oh, that's not an entry that you want. You got to also exit the hills in a straight line, and if you don't, you can spin that car out. And Logan almost took himself out there, but he is still hanging on to this race lead in this 83 machine.
Logan got really swirly there over the jumps, but Garcia did not have a good hairpin there. So it honestly kind of cost both a little bit of time, as now it looks like Garcia might fall into the clutches of the 23 of Herschel Arvin Alonso. And Juan Romero, I was about to say, is not too far behind, but he got the wall pretty good there and lost a little bit of ground. But yeah, Logan, he's still doing a really good job there out in front. Doing a really good job at balancing his pace and just overall keeping the car clean. And yeah, I think as of right now, everything does look pretty solidified, but mistakes can happen everywhere at any time. So this thing isn't over until it's over.
And that is absolutely the case here. Even that last corner can bite these guys, and we've seen that happen quite a few. We may have already seen it with Rogel Dorn as well. Of course, you guys saw that in the corner of your screen around the time it happened. Isaac Nichols still off the pace tremendously out there on the racetrack. We actually could run into him as a lap car before the end of this heat. Logan Williams does not want that to happen because that might make it a little difficult. Place you do not want to go double wide is off the exit of this corner right here, and that's where they kind of slide up into the wall. We see a lot of these guys get damaged. Juan Romero's been hitting the wall pretty much that whole time. Hubert did not get off the hill good there at all. And you got to be careful not to take yourself out. That's the big thing, and that might slow Hubert down a little bit, and Stapleton is hoping that it does, because Stapleton is in the 7th position right now, trying to make it into the feature event. These guys are pretty much in their respective positions right here. Logan Williams, though, cannot make a mistake, and Ace Garcia trying to close in on him here. And Alonso's been right behind these guys the whole time as well, but Logan's done everything right so far. Versus this race car, this paint scheme won a couple weeks ago at Martinsville, and the wall
that was a bit of a rough landing.
Jr. And this is actually a Team Velocitar car officially, so Matt Tuck would get an owner's win if Logan Williams were to win here tonight. Of course, Matt Tuck got the win as a driver last time and kept Logan Williams from victory lane, but we're about to get to the white flag lap here in heat number 1. Logan Williams has led every lap so far in this heat. Ace Garcia, Herschel Alonso, Juan Romero there, that's the top 4. It's not over yet. Ace Garcia closing quite a bit right there, and Logan had a couple of bad exits off the hills. We'll see if he can hold on to it here and win Heat 1.
It's going to be close, that's all that matters. Pretty equal on that section, so yeah, it is really just going to come down to a bad balance. And Logan's been running the... except... Well, that's
lost it there.
Oof. Yeah, we're not going to catch...
Oh, that wasn't good at all.
Oh, and Ace is around!
Sideways!
And he's going to lose a couple of spots right there. Alonso's going to move up to 2nd, and Romero's going to move up to 3rd. The good thing is Hubert and Troxler are way too far behind for Ace to lose a spot in the feature. That's a couple of starting positions right there. They will not run in to Isaac Nichols here. Alonso is gaining a lot of speed here on Logan Williams. Logan really hit the wall there. Alonso's going to make this close. Williams is going to hit the wall.
Again.
It isn't going to quite be enough, but that was a bit closer than he would have liked. Logan will, in fact, win Heat 1. Not an official race win on the channel. Only the feature counts as that, but Alonso will start 3rd. Romero will start 5th. Ace Garcia will start 7th. Here comes Hubert. Here comes Troxel for 9th and 11th, respectively, starting on the inside lane in the feature of Dirt Xtreme VI. We got ourselves 2 guys in that feature event who have yet to receive championship points this season, that being Juan Romero and Thomas Troxel. Unfortunately, Nathan Stapleton, Lauren Martinez, Carson Miller, Isaac Nichols, and Rogel Dorn and Ludovic Charette will all fail to move on to the feature. They will not receive championship points here tonight. Take a look at the fastest laps right there for those that did not advance. They'll be on the inside lane in Armory Digital based on the fastest lap that they had here in this heat. So Rogel Dorn will start 23rd, Isaac Nichols will start 21st. Most of them actually kind of finished back in there, so they will start deeper in the field for the Armory Digital Race Grand Prix of Armory Digital 3 weeks from now on April 28th. Well, Logan Williams gets it in Heat 1, barely, but that showed us that, you know, you can't make a mistake. Ace Garcia was 2nd that entire race. He ended up making a mistake, and he lost 2 positions, and that can happen to anybody. We'll see if that happens in the feature. We'll see if that happens in Heat number 2. But Logan Williams, Herschel Alonso, Juan Romero, Ace Garcia, Matthew Hubert, and Thomas Troxel. What do you expect to see in Heat number 2 once we get down to it here in just a couple moments?
Given the names that are going to be in Heat 2, I would imagine it's going to be a I don't even want to say it's gonna be a tighter battle. I feel like there might be some more flying cars in that one, but I would imagine it's probably going to be a lot more aggressive, especially for a couple drivers, because we will build a charade out of points. There's a good chance someone can bump into the in-season tournament and get ahead of Ladovic. So that's probably what's really going to matter in the end. So a lot of drivers fighting for a lot of different things will mean we're probably going to see something crazy happen.
We'll have to see how it ends up shaking out in heat number 2. And to your point, Eddie, Ladovic is 16th in the points, and there's a good chance she could get knocked out of the in-season tournament because of that. One driver who is behind her in the points that did make it on is Juan Romero. And Juan's got a shot at getting points. He would have to finish, though, 4th or better in the feature in order to jump Ladovic. We'll see. And then Troxel's another guy who could do that as well. Everybody else who made it on is already ahead. Actually, Hubert's another guy. I'm sorry, I forgot about Hubert. Hubert's yet to get any points this season. There are 3 guys who have yet to receive championship points, so we're guaranteed to get a new guy receiving points in this race tonight. Hubert, Troxel, and Romero, all drivers without any points making it onto the feature. They're all led by the guy who's second in the championship standings, so Logan Williams, who's got a shot at winning this race tonight and has a good shot at actually being the points leader, legitimately being the points leader in 2 races at the end of Armory Digital. That could happen. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, let's go ahead and get on to heat number 2, which features Blaine Keys. They're all led by the 57 machine of Jack Haas to lead us off for heat number 2 here at GNC Stuntroad. All right, and here we go for heat number 2 of Dirt Xtreme VI, and very fun heat number 1, as it always is. Nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary of what we expected, but Logan Williams almost sold there in heat number 1. He will be the pole sitter. He'll start inside lane. These guys get to start outside lane, top 6 advance on. And Caleb, after what we saw in heat number 1, how do you think this one's going to play out here with Jack Haas, Matt Tuck starting on the front row here in heat number 2?
Definitely going to be really interesting to see how this one will compare to the first. Definitely maybe expecting a little bit of the same, but also probably a lot different, as this field definitely has a lot of heavy hitters in Blaine Keys, Stuart Gratton, Leonard Kochmer, Matt Tuck. We got 4 out of the top 5 in points in this heat, so this is definitely going to be really interesting to see how aggressive.
Andrew Miller's here too.
6, yeah. So, yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see just how aggressive these guys will be. I think this one's going to be a fun one.
It definitely will. We also have our defending race winner of the Dirt Xtreme event, winner of Dirt Xtreme VI, Nicholas Sambidio, 2-time winner of this event in this heat as well, though he does start in the 10th position. Now, anyone can race their way into the feature. It just takes a little bit. This is a difficult place to make a pass naturally. But the mistakes, as we very well saw there in heat number 1, can very well come into play. It's Jack Haas and Matt Tuck on row number 1. Leonard Kochmer and Stuart Gratton make up row number 2. Those 2 drivers are 3rd and 4th in the championship standings. Stuart 3rd, Kochmer is 4th, Matt Tuck is 5th in the points. Jack Haas is 8th in the points. Blaine Keys is your points leader. A lot of heavy hitters in this one. This is the way it worked out with those fastest laps at Aguas Calientes. LJ Cimetto there, still trying to get his first points of the season. We got 3 guys already in the feature who have yet to receive championship points. LJ Cimetto trying to become a 4th one. Andrew Miller, Justin Zeidel there, Durrani's team there in row 4. There's Nicholas Sambidio, defending winner of this race, did not get a fast lap at Aguas Calientes. That's going to hold him back here alongside Drew Webb. Then it's Vinny Scholes and Audra Baranauskas rounding out the last row. Let's get these guys to roll off here for heat number 2 from GNC Stuntroad. And Eddie, then Caleb again, who's winning this one. Eddie, you got the pick right in the first heat.
I don't think Duncan's going to hate me for this, but maybe let's... it's always weird seeing you get off pit road like that, but I'll go with Kochmer.
Just pretend it doesn't happen.
Might as well. Kochmer in the 2nd row. I mean, I trust that Jack Haas could probably win this race, but at the same time, I'm not ruling out some insanity with all the names in the front here, so maybe Kochmer can get through it, and he's a guy who definitely needs to get through it. So I'll say him.
Last time I was up here in the booth, my last pick did not really go so well for him. So, what if I got a bit devious here? What if I went with the 14 of Blaine Keys to get it done here in heat number 2?
Well, he's trying to jinx him. He's trying to jinx him.
And now watch him win because of that.
He's Blaine Keys looking for his 30th career win on the channel, which could come tonight. We'll see if that ends up being the case. Jack Haas looking to get another win. He won a week ago in the prelude to the 10th, and he's got a shot at winning here tonight for Dirt Xtreme VI. He's got to make it into the feature first, though. He's in the best position to do so here in heat number 2. Jack Haas, Matt Tuck, let's go ahead and get some more extreme racing going on here. GNC Stuntroad back underway in heat number 2. Trying to utilize the outside lane to his advantage. Ace Garcia tried to do that in the first heat. He couldn't get to the inside in this corner, but Matt's going to try it here on Jack Haas. You get a good push on that outside, and Jack's going to be able to hold on side by side between Kochmer and Grattan. LJ Semedo, and right now Blaine is outside the top 6 as Zidell looking to take that spot away. Back up front. Jack is still leading. They're still side by side for third there between Kochmer and Grattan, but a clean first lap so far here in heat number 2. Almost clean. There was some contact there between Grattan and Kochmer, and they're still side by side for the transfer. This could get ugly right here. It won't. A little tight right there. Justin did the right thing and let Blaine Keys by, and he's got 9 laps to get around him here.
They might have some damage after that. That's not good, but yeah, no, you can see it. Some of these guys, they don't care where their car lands. They just want to put throttle down and go for it. Well, we just have Grattan got around under third, which is huge considering he's third on the inside. But yeah, we're back to what we wanted: single file racing, where it's all about who makes mistakes. Who make mistake at home.
You got to have the room to get around the guy too if they make the mistake, and Jack made a lot of mistakes through that section, and Matt could not take advantage of it. You got Stuart Grattan there in third still, and Blaine Keys holding on to the last spot, though Justin's going for it here for that last transfer spot into the feature event. Starting to spread out just a little. Oh, and LJ just got into the wall hard, and here comes Andrew Miller. But Andrew's on that outside. Look at that. And Drew Webb's going to hit the wall. Drew Webb's out of the race. But look at what Andrew just did. You know what? He finally made good on his promise that he made at the end of the Thanksgiving 500. He said he was coming after Blaine Keys. He went after him there. He's now in 5th in a transfer spot, and Blaine is on the outside looking in there in 8th. And Justin's still in 7th position. LJ is now in that last transfer spot. Jack Haas still leading here. Matt Tuck, Stuart Grattan, Leonard Kochmer, Andrew Miller, and LJ Semedo the top 6 at the moment. Drew Webb, unfortunately, out of the race. Got into the outside wall, just like, we say outside wall, they're literally like party streamers from Party City. But in the game, it is still a physical wall, as we have clearly seen so far tonight.
Someone starts.
This is tight here between Kochmer and Grattan. And Grattan trying to become the only driver to a point in all 6 races, with Blaine Keys currently outside the top 10 as our points leader. Logan Williams is going to be pole in the feature. There's a very good chance that Logan Williams could be within 10 points going into Armory Digital for the points lead. The way things are looking right now. Jack Haas is still trying to hold on and get this heat win, get that outside pole alongside Logan, but Matt Tuck is right there looking to go 2 in a row here in the BodyArmor Pro Series.
Watching these two up front honestly kind of feels like watching Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven in the 2003 Southern 500. Both these guys are driving terrible? Nah, they're driving good, I would say. And they're honestly pulling away though from the 35 of Stuart Grattan. Oh, here comes Matt Tuck. He's peeking to the inside. Couldn't quite get there. But man, that was a crazy move there a couple laps ago by Andrew Miller, and that's going to get him into the field and knock Blaine Keys out of it. Goodness gracious,
and
that was certainly an interesting sequence of events.
To the inside for the race lead on Jack Haas. This time he is going to have that outside lane, and that's what you want on this corner, and Matt Tuck's going to make it work. And a new race leader here in heat number 2. It's Matt Tuck in the 54, or is it? Jack's still alongside him there, and they're still side by side for the race lead through the smaller hills. Matt Tuck's got it right there in the 54. So Stewart, oh, that's not a good exit for Stewart right there. LJ still barely holding on. You know, Blaine's not out of this yet. If LJ, Justin get into each other, Blaine could take that last spot into the feature event. Andrew trying to move his way through the field in that 78 machine. But Matt Tuck under fire again from Jack Haas. Great battle up front, and I think it's not over yet. Matt Tuck still trying to hold on to this race lead here. Starting to pull away just a little bit from Jack Haas, and that 54's got some speed, and Matt's just him right now. He's a really good driver. He's a guy, as this season rolls along, who could very well win this BodyArmor Pro Series Championship once we get to a lot of these intermediate tracks that we're going to have. All these road courses, a couple of these short tracks. Of course, he won at Aguas Calientes, a short track, a couple weeks ago. He's 5th in points, and he's got a good shot, especially in a race where Blaine Keys might not even get any points here. He is still outside Nicholas Sambadio, our last winner of this event, also deep in the field as well. Does not look like he's going to advance on unless something crazy happens here. These guys have all closed back in on each other from Stuart Gradden on back. And this is the top two, about 7 seconds from the field right now with Matt Tuck and Jack Haas.
We're just going to have to watch these last two corners to see what happens. But I think Matt Tuck has been doing that smaller hill section and this last corner much better than Jack Haas is, as we see Haas hit the wall. So that's really where he's gaining on him, and that's where he's going to be able to clear. Yeah, we're just going to have to see what they do here, because it's a train. It's not a truly train, it's a Cautioner train. And at this point, it is really just going to come down to, if there is a massive wreck, if someone in this line messes up, who behind them ends up in it. Because, as we saw with Semedo, it can really change the fate of a lot of drivers. And yeah, Andrew Miller got around. Oh, he didn't get around. Andrew Miller got around Costner. It's a Grattan train. I apologize. But yeah, Andrew Miller is doing much better than I think maybe even he expected at this track. But then again, all it takes is something crazy in front and one good move. And next thing you know, you're in the case for some points, which he's got 3 top 10s so far, so he definitely loves something. Especially if
he's 6th in points. He's going for it on Gradden here. That's a tight spot to do it, and he did the right thing. Let Stewart have that position. That is a tough place to make a pass. You really can't do it on the inside unless you get into the guy and take them out of the race, essentially. Andrew Miller's actually 6th in the championship standings. He's had a pretty decent season, especially compared to his Wawa Cup Series campaign so far with the same team. Well, I will say he is improving a little bit over there on the Cup Series side. Matt Tuck, ooh, not a good exit there. But Jack did not have a good exit either. The good thing for Jack, he'll still be in the feature the way it's currently running. Currently there in the 4th starting position that he would be in for the feature event. Gradden would be 6th, Miller would be 10th, Kochmer, no, I'm wrong about that. Miller would be 8th, and then Kochmer would be 10th, Semedo would be 12th right now. But this last spot's going to be close because Justin's still there and Blaine is still there as well. And like you said, Eddie, one mistake and who's going to make it in? Justin's going to try on Semedo right here. Not enough momentum on that inside lane. But he is right on the back bumper, and we got 2 laps to go here in heat number 2 for him to make it in. Matt Tuck's still leading, but he had a bad exit in one of those corners, and Jack's right back there trying to take this win away here in heat number 2.
He gained a lot there, probably about a second on the 54. Don't know if maybe had a rough last section. That was not a good jump there either for Tuck. That wasn't a good landing. We'll be seeing our race leader kind of messing it up late in the going once again. And goodness gracious, it's getting absolutely crazy back here. Semedo did not have a good landing there. Here comes Zidell.
He's got the bumper on him.
What's up, boys?
Very hard to focus on 2 battles at once here. Looks like Matt Tuck and Jack Haas have kind of calmed it down for now. It's the white flag in heat number 2. Justin's still not there on LJ. Blaine's looking on Justin. Can't quite get it yet. And it's 1 lap to go here in heat number 2 of Dirt Xtreme VI. Matt Tuck looking to win this heat start alongside his pseudo teammate Logan Williams. Jack Haas trying to find all he can to have a chance at getting around Matt Tuck in this race. It is not working out for him. But one mistake. We saw that happen with Ace Garcia in heat number 1. He lost a lot of spots in that first heat. Matt Tuck trying to avoid that from being the case. Justin's got one more shot to make it onto this feature event. Get both the Durrani cars in the feature here for Dirt Xtreme VI. LJ Semedo trying to get on Leonard Kochmer, get a little bit of a buffer there. It's 2 more corners for Matt Tuck in the 54. And unless he really sends it in too deep there, which he's not, Matt Tuck is in fact going to get heat number 2. And he'll be outside pole for the feature event alongside Logan Williams, Jack Haas, Stuart Gratton, Andrew Miller. It's the last spot right here. And it's going to stay the same. LJ Cimento is going to be one of 4 drivers in the feature event who have yet to get any points this season. And that's got to make Ladovic a little nervous. If any of those guys finish top 4, Ladovic's out of the in-season tournament, and that's going to get really interesting in that regard. But Matt Tuck, Jack Haas, they know they're going to be in that in-season tournament now. They're both going to be in the feature event. And Matt Tuck's going to go for 2 in a row here. We already saw 3 in a row to open up the season here in the BodyArmor Pro Series. Will Matt Tuck make it 2 in a row here for Agos Calientes and GNC Stuntroad? He's got a good shot at doing so. Also had the fastest lap as well.
Wow. This has got to be the scariest scenario for Blaine Keys, because Tuck, Haas, Williams, Koshmer, and Grattan were all kind of the guys who have been just as consistent as Keys has been, and look who's in the feature, and he's not. I mean, what did we expect at a Dirt Xtreme VI? I guess we kind of expected that this might be a track where Keys might struggle, although last year Keys had a great run. He was one Jesse Turner hook into the outside wall away from probably getting a top 5. But yeah, just nothing Keys could have done there. Cimento gets away with what is essentially murder by ending up blocking Blaine Keys and still getting into the feature over, I mean, even Justin Seidel. Minimal damage. I don't know how to do that, but it's going to be interesting. We have the 2 winners are going to start exactly where they started in the same in just the same positions. So those 2 might be fighting a lot. Maybe that'll help the back rows if Logan and Matt are just going to battle for a couple of laps side by side, or they're going to be side by side through the second to last turn. And well, we all saw what happened there with a couple of drivers.
It's going to be a very interesting feature event because I think both Logan and Matt have a very good shot at winning this race. I think maybe even the couple rows back have a chance. I don't really think many of the guys who are going to start deep in the field are going to have a chance, but also, too, you know, things can get crazy, and especially when you get the better drivers up front. Keep in mind, too, this is the first time that this race has ever really had ratings in play. These guys are not on equal footing going into this race, and some guys do have slightly better ratings than others, though the differential, the delta, is not what it is in the Wawa Cup Series, and the cars are essentially all prepared equally as well, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. Matt Tuck and Logan Williams going to start that front row there. Jack Haas, Stuart Grattan, Andrew Miller, Leonard Kochman, and LJ Cimento all make it into the feature event. Blaine Keys will not point for the first time this season as our points leader. And I had a feeling something like this was going to happen as well. Now, granted, too, we're going to get to some of these intermediate tracks again, and I think Blaine is going to pick up the pace once we get back to him. But there's a very good chance that Logan Williams could be the points leader 3 weeks from now at the end of the Armory Digital race. And did we think we'd say that after the 3rd race of the season? Well, the way the point system works out, that's just the way it ends up being. You get a lot of points if you win the race, and Logan and Matt both know that. Stuart knows that. Leonard Kochman knows that. They're all, matter of fact, 5 guys behind Blaine in the point standings coming into this one are all in the feature event looking to get points. Jack Haas is in it. Ace Garcia is in it as well. So you got yourself 7 of the 8 guys behind Blaine who are going to more than likely get points. Of course, the bottom 2 finishers do not, so only the top 10 finishers, but there's a good chance that a lot of those guys are going to get points and close in on Blaine for the points lead. Hey, it's still early on in the season. We're only a 5th of the way through the season after our last race. Will be 6 of 25 races in after tonight. It will be Logan Williams and Matt Tuck in row 1, Herta Alonso, Jack Haas in row 2, Juan Romero and Stuart Grattan in row 3, Ace Garcia and Andrew Miller in row 4, Matthew Hubert, Leonard Kochman in row 5, and then Thomas Troxel, LJ Cimento in row 6. Let's have some fun. Let's get to the feature event here in Dirt Xtreme VI, 6th race of the season in the 2025 BodyArmor Pro Series. And here we go for the feature event of the night. Gonna give out all the points here. Gonna set the 16 driver bracket, I should say, for the in-season tournament as well, which begins 3 weeks from tonight at Armory Digital. We know that Blaine Keys will be the number 1 seed, though Blaine is not going to get any points tonight. He is, for the first time this season, going to go without any points here in the BodyArmor Pro Series. And Logan Williams, who sits 35 points behind, has an opportunity at cutting that down to 10 if he gets the win here tonight. Matt Tuck's going to be alongside him there, looking to go 2 in a row. Sergio Alonso trying to get his first win as a driver in almost 4 years, on the channel. I think it's been that long for him.
Yep.
Yes, I have the right guy alongside me to answer that question. How many days has it been, Eddie?
I forgot to do the calculations beforehand,
man.
but the last time he had won was 2021
Yes.
Coke 600.
That was the last one, so it was almost 4 years ago.
4 years. My numbers are something like 1,900 days.
Probably something like that. Hey, yeah. Jack Haas, they're going to be alongside him, who won 6 days ago in the prelude to the 10th. Juan Romero, looking to get his first points of the season, one of 4 drivers in this feature event who have yet to receive any championship points. Stuart Gratton also looking to move up in the points. He is 3rd in the standings, 50 behind, 5-0. But he's got an opportunity as first win of the season and looking to continue his streak. He is also pointed in every race. He's got to finish top 10 to do it. He can be the only driver to have pointed in every race by the end of the night. Ace Garcia in the number 2 to the inside there of Andrew Miller. And we got ourselves Matthew Hubert in the number 15, another driver who has yet to get any points, Leonard Kochmar alongside him, and then both Troxel and LJ Cemento have yet to go to the top 10 in any of these races to receive points, but they all have a shot at doing so. And you got to have at least 11 points to jump Ludovic Charette. Those are the only drivers behind Ludovic Charette, and Justin Zeidel also has to watch out too because he's got only 12 points. That tiebreaker could come into play. You got to get 4th or higher, though, if you're one of those guys who have yet to get any points in this feature event. If you're going to have a chance at the in-season tournament, we'll see if that ends up being the case for any of those guys. All right, guys, what do you expect here in the feature event after what we saw? Logan Williams led every single lap in the first heat, but Matt Tuck was able to pass Jack Haas in the second heat. Will we see a pass for the race lead for the feature win here tonight?
Well, I don't know about that. What I do know is that this first lap is going to be possibly absolute cinema, the way I hope Logan Williams and Matt Tuck are going to be absolutely battling for the lead. It might come down to the final 2 corners to see who really gets the best jump. So, yeah, keep your eyes open. I don't know how the last 9 laps are going to go, but this first lap might be an absolute banger all on its own.
Honestly, I could definitely see the aggression ramping up for this one. This is for all the marbles here, so this could definitely get very chaotic here in the feature event. Gonna have to wait and see how everything goes down, but this is going to be a lot of fun.
It absolutely will be. This is going to be a very intense race, and we're also going to determine the in-season tournament as well, which I'm very excited about. By the way, the winner of the in-season tournament will get a cash prize, just like we do it in the winner showdown. So a little bit at stake right there for those guys. Logan Williams, Matt Tuck both know they're in it. They're here for the win here tonight, and we'll see what they do here. Let's get these guys to roll off for Dirt Xtreme VI from GNC Stuntroad. And we're ready to get these guys to roll off. Eddie, you successfully picked Logan Williams to win heat number 1. Is he going to run it back here in the feature event and get those 25 points?
I'm going to say after my gross calculation of 1,900 days, I think I owe Sergio Alonso an apology. He's been 1,411 days since he last won 2021. I'm going to pick him out of respect and the hope that I don't end up getting yelled at by Logan or Matt if I end up cursing them at the end of this.
It still would be a Stuart Gratton owner win, by the way, if Alonso got it. Caleb, who you got? Who you got win Dirt Xtreme VI?
Well, both my picks tonight have kind of had their ups and downs. Ace Garcia had a pretty good run there in his first heat, but had a bit of an incident there late towards the going, and Blaine Keys in the second heat. I guess we all saw how that went, but...
you did jinx it.
Oh, goodness.
Who do you jinx?
I'm going to go with the 35 of Stuart Gratton because I'm hoping that powerful Gratton luck, I guess, will balance it out. We'll see, I hope.
We'll see. A lot of it comes down to the first lap here in this feature event, and we're going to get to that first lap here in just a moment. Logan Williams and Matt Tuck. It's the feature event, only 10 laps for the win and 25 points towards the championship. Let's get extreme for the last race of the night in the feature of Dirt Xtreme VI. And a good jump. That's the best jump we've seen all night long, and of any of these drivers. And Logan Williams, single file of the race lead. Alonso trying for second on Matt Tuck right there. Jack Haas there in fourth. Juan Romero, Stuart Gratton behind. But Logan, he came ready here today, but Alonso's got a fast car as well. To the inside for second on Matt Tuck, trying to get around this 54 so he can have a shot on Williams for the race win, and his first win on the channel in 1,400 days. Got that outside lane to his advantage right now. They got to be careful right here. Contact off the exit of the corner. Oh, they don't want to be side by side off the exit of this one. We saw what that did last time around. And Alonso can put in the wall, and Romero's in the wall. They're jamming up behind.
Oh,
Matt Tuck made sure that Alonso didn't get around him, and Logan Williams is out of here in the 83.
Holy cow. I've never been proven so wrong before. That was insane what he got off that line. It's a 2-second gap. We are a lap in and it's a 2-second gap. Logan basically needs to have his car do a barrel roll at this point to probably lose any time to Matt. So, oh man. Well, we'll see how the rest of this goes, but they seem to have done some trouble.
Battling back in here, Troxel trying to get his first points of the season. Well, he's got 2 at the moment. Hubert's got 1. Kochmer and LJ Cimento outside the top 10 at the moment. Juan Romero had a really bad entry there. That jammed the field up behind him. He is still in the 5th position, however. So good run for him. Top 4 have kind of pulled away. Williams has just pulled away from everybody. Matt Tuck trying to hold off Alonso. I think Alonso has a faster car. And Matt Tuck did not want that 23 getting around, but Alonso's going to have a chance right here.
Oh, boy.
Through turn number 1. If he holds that outside here on this left-hander, he's going to be able to get it on Matt Tuck and attempt to go for the win on Logan Williams. So Alonso up to second. Logan's got to be careful not to miss the jumps too much, because even though it's 2.5 seconds, that can evaporate just like that here. We'll see how it ends up shaking out as this race goes along. Juan Romero still 5th. Stewart is 6th. Andrew Miller, Ace Garcia, Thomas Drossel, Matthew Hubert. Those are the guys in points. Everybody's still in this race. 2.5 laps in. And Logan. Ooh, bad entry. Bad exit, I should say, for Alonso. Matt Tuck and Jack Howe's going to be side by side off the exit. Oh, boy. That's not good. Jack trying to get it on the outside lane. A little bit of contact there. Not in the attenuator. And they keep their respective positions. Lap 4 of 10, and Logan's got a 2.6 second lead on Alonso.
Now, Logan is absolutely out of here. He knows that Blaine Keys has missed this race, and he wants to get as many points as possible to try and maybe go after that points lead. And he's doing a good job at it so far, doing what he needs to do, but he's got a big gap to work with, but he still needs to be careful, as he's got a now hungry Larvin Alonso behind him. It's been a long time since Alonso went to victory lane, and that 23 definitely going to be pushing hard for this race win, no doubt about that.
There's a guy, too, who is a couple of divisions off from winning the 10th anniversary race, so it hasn't just been a long time coming. He's gotten closer and closer these past couple of days. Oh, except that's not going to help. By the way, something to look out for. Juan Romero is 1 spot away from making it into the 16th spot, and he's going to get
he is.
Oh, and speaking of which...
Oh, no! There we go!
Oh, Jaws!
You asked me, will we see it happen? Well, we just did, and Jack Haas drove himself off the corner, and his chances of winning this race are going to end right there. And that means Leonard Kochmer is going to be in the last points-paying position, and LJ Cimento is the last driver on track without any points the way they currently want. And Juan Romero's got a chance, like you said, at getting that 16th seed into the in-season tournament to face Blaine Keys at Armory Digital. And he's got a good run going for him here. Sprint Series champion from last year. This is the only series he's running in right now. Only starts he's made this year have been in the Pro Series, but here he is running in the 4th position right now with an opportunity and having a shot at that in-season tournament. Matt's back on the inside of Alonso. Alonso's got to be careful right here not to do what Jack did the last time around, but Matt's going to take this spot away. That's the pass that you can make right there, and Matt made that look easy. And now he's trying to go for 2 in a row, trying to catch up to Logan, but Logan, unless he makes a massive mistake himself, he really does have this one. He got off that hill really bad right there. But nobody's really doing a good job of getting off that hill tonight, so I don't know. As long as he keeps that car clean, keeps it on the racetrack to the end, I think he's going to probably win. And Alonso back on Matt Tuck for second. They keep on battling here. Before you know it, Romero is going to be in second place. This 87 to the inside of Alonso now. This is going to be close, and Alonso's in the wall, and Romero's around. And that's going to take Romero out of the position to be in the in-season tournament. But Stewart just got in the wall.
Andrew,
he took himself and Andrew Miller out. And now Troxel. And now Romero's going to move himself back in position to make the in-season tournament. Grattan. Oh, who's going to be the last one to finish? That's the big question, because Andrew Miller is also caught up. Grattan might still get a point out of this one tonight, but he's not going to get the win. That was a bad exchange there. Jack's back on the racetrack in the 57. And Logan Williams still has a near 4-second lead. Alonso still third. Matt Tuck is still second. Thomas Troxel is fourth. Thomas Troxel can move himself into the in-season tournament right here. And he actually would be the 16th seed the way they currently run here at GNC Stuntroad. What a wild turn of events right there, and we still got a battle between Alonso and Matt Tuck for second.
They're never gonna stop, are they? Jeez.
Talk about things changing in the blink of an eye. That pretty much changed the whole perspective of this race in a single 2 corners, as now Thomas Troxel has a great shot here of making the in-season tournament. Juan Romero not too far behind him, might still have a shot, but that 87 does have quite a lot of damage. And we still got a battle for second raging on between Matt Tuck and Hergelarv and Alonso. And I'm sure Williams is loving this, because longer these two battle,
and Matt's around.
Around goes Tuck.
And that's going to just be one position for Matt right there, but Alonso will take second away from the 54 after that mistake. And now Logan Williams trying to get around Andrew Miller, who was caught up in that accident. He's going to easily get around the 78 there. But Alonso's got to be careful going through the corner right here with Miller right there in the 78. And he's going to put himself in the wall there, trying to get around Andrew Miller. He's got nowhere to go. And Miller's still trying to finish this race and get some points ahead of Stuart Grattan. But Grattan is also still out there in the 35, so he's still trying to hang on to that last point. It's Andrew Miller and Jack Haas who are out of the points at the moment. And it's Logan Williams with an 8-second lead here at GNC Stuntroad. So unless he takes himself out completely, this race is his. And he's going to get 25 points to be only 10 points behind Blaine Keys going into Armory Digital. He's going to get around Stewart right here. He's got to be careful around these lap cars on this racetrack. But next time, it's going to be the white flag for Logan Williams here in Dirt Xtreme VI. What a dominating performance for him. Alonso and Matt Tuck still going after it there for the second position.
I mean, what else is woof?
It's not over yet.
He can afford to make them, at least for now. It is really going to take him self-spinning or just completely killing himself on the attenuator. That'll end his race. But right now, I'm more looking at Troxel.
Got a lot of traffic.
Oh, Garcia. Garcia's going to give him the position, I think. Yeah. Put on him that. But, man, to think that we were questioning whether it's not. Now, Troxel and Romero are 4th and 5th. For Ludovic to get in, you would need both those cars to have a massive problem, and the 46 and the 94 to get through. Actually, can't even let the 94 get through. The 94 will knock her out. It's all on Leonard Costner to determine whether Ludovic Charette makes the in-season tournament. But
Troxel's pretty much got that one unless something happens to him. But Logan has got this race victory. Logan Williams is going to get the race win here in Dirt Xtreme VI in dominating fashion. And at the end of the race, Matt Tuck's going to take the second position away and get the 18 points for this one ahead of Hergel Alonso. Alonso will finish 3rd. Here comes Troxel getting 4th and 12 points, which will put him 16th in the standings to make the in-season tournament against Blaine Keys, knocking out Ludovic Charette. Juan Romero, his first points of the season, will finish in 5th. Leonard Kochmer will finish 6th. LJ Cimento, his first points. He'll finish 7th. Matthew Hubert, his first points. He'll finish 8th. Ace Garcia will officially finish 9th. And Stewart is going to get that last point. He kept it out there. Or will he? He will not. He will not. I'm sorry. You know who's going to get it? It's going to be Andrew. If he finishes it right here, he's going to actually finish ahead of Stewart.
Go on, Andrew.
He's got to get around all these guys to be able to do it. He is just chugging along for that racing. 1 point. But every
Shades
point
of
matters.
Kyle Petty that 1 year at Talladega.
Every point matters in this series. He's got to be careful with these guys here and not knock himself out. But I think he has gone longer than Stewart. And he will officially finish the race, albeit a lap down. Or will he? He's got to get up the hill. He's got to get up the hill. Does he have enough to get up the hill? Oh my goodness, he's barely getting there.
He's got it. He's got it.
I am with the best 2 people to make this reference. There has got to be a Thomas the Tank reference on that one. Oh, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
He didn't have enough strength.
He didn't have enough.
That makes the wheels go around, and
he stalled.
He stalled it. I don't think he's going to get it.
He's going to need a banker.
By the way, fastest lap's going to go to Thomas Troxel. He will start on the pole against Blaine Keys in that race alongside Logan Williams. And then you got Matt Tuck, Leonard Kochmer, Juan Romero, and Matthew Hubert, Andrew Miller, Sergio Alonso, LJ Cimento, Ace Garcia, Stuart Gratton, and Jack Haas. That's how they will line up in the top 12 for the Grand Prix of Armory Digital 3 weeks from now.
Well,
he didn't get it. Stewart got the last point. He was so close. All he needed to do was cross the line, and he didn't do it. It didn't matter. Miller is still in the in-season tournament, and let's determine it for you guys. We're going to go ahead and pop this into good old score 4. We're going to save all this so we don't lose it. We got ourselves this race number 6 of the season here in the BodyArmor Pro Series. We'll also save the replay because there were a lot of great things there. But, man, thoughts on that race, guys? That was a lot of fun. But a 10-second win. Logan Williams led every single lap of everything he was in here tonight. Dominating performance out of Logan Williams here at GNC Stuntroad.
Oh, you want your Thomas the Tank reference? I think it was time for trouble in this race, and we got a lot of it. Great run by Logan. Matt Tuck and Sergio Alonso probably had the battle that we've been waiting for. Matt Tuck just seems to get in these positions where he ends up in one-on-one fights, usually ends up winning it, except at the expense of impaling Ace Garcia for second. That was something we forgot to touch on. And yeah, Thomas Troxel makes the run in. That's pretty impressive, but more importantly, it makes the most important first-round matchup of all time, because Brennan's going to have to make a choice. Is it going to be does Kiza doesn't want Troxel? Racing implodes at Armory Digital, and isn't Armory Digital technically a Pacific Northwest race too?
It is in Seattle. We actually do like reference that being in Seattle. So, man, Brennan's got his driver Vinny Scholes in the series. She didn't unfortunately make it into the in-season tournament. So you're right. Blaine Keys and Thomas Troxel against each other. They both drive Fords though, so maybe not all the way. Round 1. No. These are the matchups. 1 versus 16 will be Blaine Keys versus Thomas Troxel. You already see the bracket there on your screen. They will face the winner of 8 and 9, which will be Rogel Dorn versus Ace Garcia. And Rogel got in based off of one pointed race, and that was his win at Willow Springs. Has not been a good season outside of that. That's going to be a very fascinating battle right there. Next group in line, that is going to be number 5 versus number 12. Stuart Gratton versus Audra Baranowskis. And then Leonard Kochmer versus Nathan Stapleton. And any tiebreakers are broken by average finishing position unless a driver has a win. We do not have any drivers who have won races this season who are in a tie, so it's all average finishing position. So there is something to be said about that. Thankfully, the top 16 drivers all have. There is a gap. There's 12 points at Troxel. There's 11 points at Charette there. And so that is why we got that. Our next matchups, going down the bracket order, we got ourselves number 3 versus number 14 is Matt Tuck versus Nicholas Samadio. That's a big one right there. And they will face the winner of Herjalarov and Alonso and Lauren Martinez. And Alonso and Matt Tuck had a great battle in this race, which Matt Tuck had the advantage at the end on. And then our last two, number 7, Andrew Miller against Jack Haas in the number 10, and then Logan Williams versus Justin Zeidel, the 2:15 matchup. It's going to be a lot of fun, and, there's definitely some mismatches there, but the whole first race is a mismatch. It is a super speedway to open up the in-season tournament, which I think is going to be a very wild and crazy race, as it always is. Go to Armory Digital, go to Oregon, go to Hillside, and then the finale at Indy, and the winner gets $25. So that's be a lot of fun to see who gets it done in the in-season tournament. But final thoughts on this race, guys. What a race it was. Logan Williams gets the job done here in Dirt Xtreme VI.
I mean, what else is there to say besides we got what we wanted? And I keep saying it has a little bit of everything, but this one might have had the most amount of everything that we've had for a race in a while. And yeah, oh boy, is the in-season tournament's got some great first-round matchups. It's got some great hypotheticals, and again, it's going to come down to the final two. So it's just going to be interesting all the way through. I want to put together my predictions, but I'm going to have to wait until everything's official and finalized and put in the envelopes and whatnot. But I'm sure there'll be a fun thing to do in the community, filling out your in-season BodyArmor Pro Series bracket. I'll probably win that one, unlike I've been doing with the actual ones, which I'm sure you guys know the ending of it now. Which
actually, funny enough, I'm an idiot, and this is going to be up before the national championship game. So.
Oh. Wait, really? I thought
this is actually going up the same night as the national championship. No, I'm wrong.
Oh,
about that.
So you guys are
no,
I'm
not
watching
wrong about that. It is going up the same night, but we're at 7. We're whatever time Joe isn't, either 7 or 8. I'm pretty sure Joe's got his race at 8. We took 7 o'clock tonight to avoid that conflict with them, and then
And whatever it is, if you're watching this live, you know. Bracket season never ends. It never ends for me, and it's not going to end for us because we're going straight into this, baby.
3 weeks.
Let's go.
Now. 3 weeks from now.
It's going to be awesome. I promise I'm going to win. Awesome.
Just the process. Man, what a race here from GNC Stuntroad. There's definitely no other track, no other race like this on the calendar. Honestly, really happy that you brought this race back because this track is just so much fun. And another spectacular race here from the GNC Stuntroad, and what a drive by Logan Williams. Won his heat, won the race by over 10 seconds. Don't really know if he can get much better than that. What a race. What a race here from GNC Stuntroad, and yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see how the bracket will all go down. And, hey, good stuff there from Thomas Troxel. Coming in clutch there when it mattered. Just pretty much avoided all the chaos there. Made his way up into 4th. Great stuff there for him, and just can't wait to see how everything will go down here in the bracket. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We've never done anything like this on the channel, and I thought about doing it for the Wall Cup Series. I went against that. Decided to do it for the Pro Series to see how it'll work out, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun with those big-name drivers going after it for the in-season tournament, which begins 3 weeks from now from the Armory Digital Super Speedway. So it'll be a little bit of a while, but once we get to that point, we're really going to start racking up these BodyArmor Pro Series races, and things are going to get interesting. Not only, keep in mind, we got the in-season tournament, will all these races still award points towards the championship as well, and Logan Williams is only now 10 points behind Blaine Keys, which is going to make things very interesting in the long term for the BodyArmor Pro Series title. Once we get to that, on Christmas Eve, December 23rd is when this season's going to end. We still got a long ways left to go until we crown a champion for these guys. But we got our in-season tournament coming up in just 3 weeks. Hey, thank you so much for watching here from GNC Stuntroad in Dirt Xtreme VI. Congratulations to Logan Williams for getting it done here at GNC Stuntroad. On behalf of Eddie Dabbs and Caleb Rose, here is the bracket, and here are the point standings for the BodyArmor Pro Series after 6 races, and I will see you guys later.